What's up, everybody? Welcome to Blizzard Warning. Thanks for joining me. I'm Kyzer and Jenna. Joining me, Jenna Chavez. Say hi to everybody. How you doing?
Hi, Kyzer. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, another glorious hump day on the calendar.
Another Wednesday in the books.
Well, we're going to talk about our crucial Dallas game. We're going to talk about a bunch of trade deadline stuff. And as well as we're going to start it off with how incredible is it that Cale Makar has already passed Tyson Berry for most points in franchise history.
So great. That's crazy. That's a crazy number to be at already for what, 23 years old?
Yeah, the kid has got so much hockey in front of him. There's one of the quotes, I forget who it was, but they were just like, he still has more hockey to play and probably not even at his best hockey yet. So, like, his numbers are just unbelievable.
And yeah, the pace that he has set has just been phenomenal.
Well, it's not even really the pace that he set that's phenomenal. It's the quality of play and like everything he's doing is like he's setting a new standard for what defensemen need to be to actually be elite.
Yeah.
And he's breaking records.
Yeah.
NHL records.
Yeah. I mean, Wayne Gretzky said that he said they don't know if they've seen anybody since Bobby Orr as good as a defenseman.
Exactly. Like, no, he's a generational defenseman that is unmatched.
Yeah. Unprecedented.
And a lot of people are saying that Quinn Hughes is better than him in a sense, but it's hard to say that when Quinn Hughes has so much help on that quality Vancouver team right now. You can't really put him above Cale because Cale he owns the blue line.
Yeah.
In the entire league, he owns the blue line.
Yeah, he does. He loves the blue line.
And I mean, like, speaking of like great defensemen, I mean, we've got tons of great defensemen that have come through here that have played their careers here. Like, for instance, Tyson Berry, whom he just passed for points by defenseman. He played with us for years.
He had 307.
We had John Michael Lyles. Then we had also another one of the greats, Adam Foote. All hail the footer.
Yeah.
All hail the footer. And then we brought in a lot of Reynolds, like Rob Blake, Ray Bork.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've had some stellar defense, and we're a club that knows our defensive talents.
Yes. Yeah. Because, I mean, Tyson Berry was the phenom before Cale Makar came into town.
Yeah, everyone was salty. They all wanted to get rid of him, and then we got rid of him and sent him off to Edmonton. And everyone's lost their mind when we did. And it's like, we told you we needed to keep him, but you all wanted to get rid of him, so we got rid of him.
He's come out and said he's knew as soon as he stepped on the ice with Cale that his time in Denver was limited.
Exactly. He's like, I'm kind of I'm irrelevant. Let's go ahead and let's move on from that. Like, I'm gonna go this way. Bye, guys.
Yeah. All right. Should we talk about Mr. McKinnon?
Oh, the Maxter, the Mac Daddy.
Over
here.
The streak
continues his point streak to 29 home games.
Yes. The longest streak since Mario Lemieux did it at 31 in the 95-96 season.
Mind you, we won the cup that year.
Oh, I'm aware.
Do you think McKinnon can keep this streak going for every home game?
Do
what Gretzky did and go a full 41-game home streak?
Honestly, if I continue to see the McKinnon that I have seen show up to every home game, he's a man on a mission.
Even late in the game, he'll find some way to put it in an empty net and get a point.
27 seconds left, and we'll find a way to do it, right? Yeah, I was freaking out that game. I was like, please just get the point.
Because yeah, I think if my mind serves me right, looking at the record on that, I think the only person who's ever done all 41 games for a home streak was Gretzky himself.
It's Wayne Gretzky, yeah, because he passed Bobby Orr a few games ago.
Yeah, Bobby Orr was 25, wasn't he?
Yeah.
25 or 6.
Something like that.
And yeah, he legit holds the longest home point streak in franchise history right now.
Yeah. Yes.
Aside from he has 2 more games to go complete franchise back to Quebec because Peter Stastny did it in 31 games, I think it was.
Yeah.
But so 2 more games that he can tie for the most all time for the entire organization franchise before the move and including here.
Exactly. So I think that he's a man on a mission, and I think that he really wants to make a point to the NHL because I think that he has some hard towards not winning the MVP.
Well, like of course he's a man on a mission. Like, look, he's sitting. We're what 60 games into the season. Mm-hmm. The man's already sitting 98 points.
Yeah.
On pace to break 128 points in the season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course he's on a mission and he wants that cup again. Like, who doesn't want that cup again? But we have issues that we need to address, like going back towards the Dallas game last night, regardless of a 5-1 win, which was absolutely stellar to see, the turnovers.
Yeah.
We have to address our turnovers.
Yeah.
Being too damn fancy with the puck.
I hate when they get fancy with the puck.
Like, just pass the puck, put them on net. Good things are going to happen. It doesn't have to be pretty.
It doesn't have to be all fancy. It's not the Harlem Globetrotters, guys.
Yeah, and then, like, I don't know. Like, they just need to get their confidence back without having to be fancy to get their confidence back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think they just need to play fast hockey and just get shots on goal because when they do that, good things happen.
Well, speaking of fast hockey, like going back to like even like the last Detroit game, regardless of an upsetting loss in that one, we still picked up a point.
Yeah,
we still picked up a point with overtime, but as late goals given up and just not. Not our style of hockey, but
no, we have to be better on the road. We have got to be better.
Definitely. What were we like 1-6 on that, or 1-5 in that homestand on that road trip?
Yeah,
like it was despicable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of it has to do with a few of the injuries. Plus, we were making random lines with call ups and. No one was gelling. There was no chemistry that whole road trip. It felt like.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, go ahead.
Oh no, but yeah, we have to address the turnover issue that needs to be. And Bednar talked about that in his post-game interview, but he felt like they did better last night.
Oh, last night they looked great, aside from turning the puck over in our own zone when we shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like some of our forward guys need to step up and fall back and play defense instead of just giving up on the play when they lose the puck and just kind of half-ass skating back to the zone. Like we have a problem with that.
Sometimes we do, yeah.
The biggest one that I've noticed that has the biggest problem with that is Mikko. Mikko, he loses the puck and he just gives up on the play and wants to skate to the bench and doesn't even try to play defense. He half-ass waves his stick around like a blind man on a corner. So it's like I don't know what to say to like really get that like fight back into him. Like maybe closer to playoff time we'll get some actual like aggression out of him again.
I don't know. He had a goal and an assist last night.
Well, offensively, yes, he's still got the aggression offensively, but I mean on the defensive end to give the defense some support. That's the reason why we're giving up so many goals is defense has no support.
Yeah, there's times when
kind of having to fight pucks flying at him like bees.
Yeah, sometimes he does.
But some great news.
Looked really good last night, though.
Georgie looked phenomenal. I didn't get to watch the whole game. I ended up going through and just kind of watching snippets and highlights. But he was incredible.
Bednar said it was the best game he's seen from him in a long time, and that he felt like he got better as the night went on. And I agree. He looked, as the periods progressed, he looked like he was just seeing the puck so well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he allowed that one goal 60 seconds in, and then after that, he was done.
He dusted his cobwebs off. He's like, all right, cool, let's go. My ankles are here. Let's go.
He's like, oh, yeah.
But that one goal they got was a lucky bounce, too. It was that odd, weird kind of goal.
It was a good goal. It was a good goal.
It was.
I just
not what he was expecting, and like those happen. Like sometimes there's like
he was in the crease. He was just he just wasn't in the right spot.
Well, all right, let's move on to some great news.
To the amazing, exciting news that came across my feed the other day. Nichushkin is back from the Players Assistance Program.
The PAP has released Nichushkin and allowed him to come back to practice.
Yes.
He was seen skating with the fourth line at practice. Mm-hmm. However, we have to wait 7 days before he can be eligible to play.
Right.
Because, like as it says, Gerard was activated 7 days after his return.
Yeah.
I think that's standard protocol based on all that, but that is going to be huge in this late playoff run for positioning and our seeding.
Yeah.
Like we definitely need him as that front net presence to make that huge run.
Yeah. So when he entered the player assistance program, he was at 22 goals, 20 assists for 42 points at a +9. And he was averaging about 20 minutes of ice time.
Yep.
So I went back and looked, and when we brought Sam Gerard back, he played like a few games. Actually, Sam Gerard has been playing an average of 2 minutes less of ice time than he was before he entered the Players Assistance Program.
Well, he hasn't been needed as much, so you need it, but we have more depth.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with Choo Choo, if he starts out with fourth line or if they go ahead and just
I think they might mix him in the line with Parise.
Yeah, that could be good.
Me personally, you've got Lecky playing on the second line now.
And playing top good.
Line. And he's playing great, but having them both back as big net presences are huge. Yeah. But Nichushkin's a much better in front of the net player than Lecky is.
He has the size advantage, I think, over Lekkinen a little bit.
And he's got that hand-eye coordination that's just unbelievable. No matter where he's tipping it.
He has that crazy eye-hand coordination like Landeskog.
Like, he kind of reminds me of what is his name? Mr. Miyagi from the new Karate Kid with the chopsticks and the fly. He's like, ha.
Yeah. Right? No,
he can manage to get a stick on any puck that shot at the net, and that's huge against these NHL goaltenders.
Yeah.
So with him coming back, I believe they put him with Parise because Parise likes to throw it from the circles. So having that big body in front of the goalie is going to help Parise start producing more, as well as help get some more redirected pucks on net.
Yeah.
As well as it's going to help Makar on the blue line, having him in front of the net. So we might start seeing Makar's point total start climbing. because of that.
Yeah, throwing that, because Nichushkin does throw a very good screen.
And I just want to say I am very, very proud of Choo Choo for going in and doing what he did and admitting he had a problem and taking care of it. Like, congrats and props to you, sir. That's a really hard thing to do, especially to lose playing the game you love so much. Like,
well, and to have it be so public too, like
exactly, so publicized.
I can't even imagine. Like, so
like, I can't even tell you how many posts I saw of them just ragging on him and blah blah blah. The NHL's full of nothing but addicts and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, well, at least we don't beat our lives like the NFL players.
They haven't been just saying the NHL. They've been singling out the Avs, and they're like, "What's going on with the Avs organization?" Blah blah blah. And it's
2 players go into the players' assistance program in one season. Oh, you guys got a problem over there, don't you?
I'm like, all you guys have to do is look at their track record of injuries suffered during the run for the cup to know why.
Exactly. Like, it's all just feeding off of those injuries.
Foot X-ray.
I'm talking 7 broken bones in his foot that he played through.
Well, that one bone, it was that one major bone was just split in half. Like, he couldn't even put his own skate on.
Yeah, and he was still playing just to make sure he got the cup.
Yep. Just same with Landeskog. Like, Landeskog, he was not even skating correctly when he won the cup.
Well, now since we're actually on the topic of just coming back, let's just jump over to talk about Landy real quick.
Let's go right here.
Let's stick with that same topic here, because we have Landeskog skating with the team.
But he's in
a non-contact sweater. He's in a non-contact sweater. However, he's still rehab, and he's getting on the ice on his own, as even they showed the clip on Hockey Night in Canada of him just working his stick handling drills through the obstacle. And
he's been back on the ice since January. And
it's been since January?
Yeah, he's been back on the ice since January, and now he's practicing with the team.
Well, which is good. Like,
which I think is good, and
he's getting the chemistry back with the team.
I think that I'm wondering if they brought him back with the team to try and start gelling and chemistry in order in case there is a chance of him coming back for the playoffs.
But the big question is, do we bring him back for the playoffs?
That is the big question.
At that point, we could bring him back at any point, but look at how much that's going to shake our lines completely up that we're producing with.
Exactly. And think about how much of a chemistry issue we had at the beginning of the year that we cannot afford to have in the playoffs.
Another chemistry issue at the late stage.
I'm not I want our captain back as much as anybody. I'm just wondering how smart of an idea it is to do something that drastic. And it will have been 2.5 years since he's played in an NHL game?
See, me personally, I think we wait to bring him back next year. Just let him keep
rehab, and I am in full agreement with you, Kyzer.
Bring him back next season at the start for 100%.
Yeah,
there's no question, no doubt. We don't have to worry about chemistry. We having chemistry issues in the playoffs, bringing him back. We already have our set lineup. We already have our set, lines, our chemistry. We're gelling. I think bringing him in would be a mistake.
I think it's great for him to be back with the team. I was super excited that he came back to Colorado from Canada earlier this year. At the end of last year. So I thought that was really exciting when he stayed in Denver after Christmas and all of that. And to see him skating with the team, that's super exciting. But yeah, I am team wait until next season. And I know fans are not, that's a hot take for a lot of fans, honestly. A lot of fans are very much I saw somebody on Facebook today, they're like, he's skating, when's he gonna be back? And I was like, you've got to be joking, right? Like, you're not kidding. You're kidding, right?
You get a lot of these fans that are like that, but it's like they don't really see the in-depth behind the scenes aspects of, or like, for instance, like the coach's perspective on what he's gonna do to like coming in. He's gonna screw up a lot of chemistry that's going on. Lines are gonna get shaken up completely. He hasn't played, like you said, in 2 years.
He has
Him
not
just
been on an
jumping into the
NHL.
playoffs is not the best thing for his foot.
No. And he has already said that he has a ton of relearning to do because he had developed some very, very bad habits because he lost the ability to go this way. So
yeah, he can't shuffle like he used to.
So now he's relearning how to properly use all of his muscles.
He needs that full off season through the playoffs to continue to just redevelop his
And I don't think a lot of fans fully understand the depth and gravity of the surgery that he had.
I do.
I do too. I think that's why we're both like, just wait.
Like 3 years ago, I had that surgery, and I'm still rehabbing it. Like,
yeah, it's just.
Granted, I only play beer league hockey. It's nothing NHL style, but damn, does it hurt the corner sometimes.
Yeah. So I think I think we wait. I think we wait until next season and just.
Well, definitely wait, because with Nichushkin coming back, that already adds a huge depth that we need. So, like, when Nichushkin coming back, we'll have Lehkonen back. We'll have Nichushkin back. Like, our IR roster is finally starting to shrink, which we have not had an empty IR in, I can't tell you how many damn seasons. Like, we've been plagued with the injury bug since we won the cup. And even that year, we were plagued with the injury bug, and we still managed to thrive and overcome and
that was
pick up those few pieces at the trade deadline, which is coming up.
Yeah. Let's talk about
we have
next
4
Friday.
games. 4 games until the trade deadline.
Yes.
Who do we go for? Do we make a move?
Do you think the Avs are going to make any moves? I'm honestly, I'm starting to wonder if they're not going to.
I think we do make a move, but it's not going to be for a goalie like everyone's thinking. Because honestly,
I agree with
Scott. Our goalies are fine.
I think Bednar
is fine. Our backups are doing what our backups have to do. Georgie's starting to get into his rhythm again. We don't need to pull in some veteran goaltender to sit and back up that we pay all this money to, and we don't have the cap space. We have no cap space. In order to do that, we'd have to offload Jack Johnson or Johansson to open up $3+ million cap space to bring in a veteran style backup, which we just cannot afford. I personally think we go after some sort of center to have a quality
second line.
Three quality centers for 3 quality lines. That brings our depth scoring much higher,
which we need.
So there's a lot of people on the market right now at center that
there's more centers than
huge additions. And one big talk of the town is everyone wanting to go after Middlestat.
Yeah.
And I agree with it, but I also don't. He's too inconsistent of a player.
Is Middlestat's in Buffalo, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He's just too inconsistent of a player.
I looked up his numbers last week, and he has been a little bit inconsistent. He's had
that's what I don't like about him.
This season, he's been more consistent. His numbers this season are much better.
And then there's talks of people wanting to bring Eric Johnson back and this.
That was just madness. Somebody sent me that this week, and they're like, my boyfriend sent it to me this week, and he's like, "What do you think about this?" And I was like, "Don't be crazy." I was like,
"That's the stupidest thing ever." Like,
people that know me know I am the biggest Condor fan you will ever meet. Like, I love Eric Johnson.
I do know this.
I love Eric Johnson, and even I knew that was just like wishful thinking, and that's just people that are still sad that he left, and it's business, and
But
he's
that's just
no
like
longer part of the plan.
There's a reason why we got rid of him and let him walk and go. Like he's at the latter years of his career. Like he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's a hell of a player. Always has been. But he's slowing down, and our style of hockey is too fast for him to keep up with.
Yeah.
And he likes to try to carry the puck coast to coast, but he doesn't have the speed anymore.
Anybody should have known that Bo Byram was moving up to take his spot. The writing was
on the wall. And the question is there are talks of we're trying to include Byram in a trade plan. Do you think we actually get rid of Byram and include him in some sort of trade deal?
No, I do not.
Because a lot of people are talking that there's a lot of one-for-one trades out there that are possible, but I don't think they're personally worth it because I like having our defensive depth that we have.
Yeah. I really do not feel that they are going to that they will include Byram in the deal.
I know there's also speculation of Callum Ritchie being available as a prospect to go.
Yeah.
As well as, Johansson's on the block.
Which I'm okay with Johansson.
Johansson hasn't done a damn thing.
He's been so inconsistent and just like up and down. It's just like.
But then again, if you think about it, we said the same thing about Druin, and now look who's coming to terms. He's coming into his own again with us.
They had to move him down to what, third line?
Yeah, they dropped him all the way to the third line just to even get him to start producing. Yeah,
we don't need anything. We don't need any more third line. We need second line. Like,
well, we need third lines. We need that third line.
Yeah.
To be able to close out, extend that scoring range that we already have. We can't be relying on the first two lines.
The fourth line is when the fourth line is playing and clicking and scoring, and they scored twice last night. They are like, our winning percentage has to be off the chart. Well,
that's why we need a third center to kind of round that whole setup up, because then we'll have four quality scoring lines.
Going back to Casey Middlestat, for this season so far, 55 games played as of last week when I looked up his numbers. He had 13 goals, 31 assists for 44 points with a plus 14 on the season.
Okay.
So, he's actually having a pretty decent year. But I didn't really look at his numbers for career-wise.
Okay.
But that's all I have. That was just going back to the center idea.
Well, I mean, if we're able to get that third line going and get a good center at our trade deadline, I'm looking at the team stats right now. They could completely, they could definitely improve.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 60 games played.
Yeah.
There's 36 wins, 19 losses. We have 5 OT losses.
Yeah.
Sitting at 77 points on the season. 2 points behind Dallas and Winnipeg in the division.
Right.
They both sit at 79.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have a game in hand against Dallas because they've played 61 games. But Winnipeg has 3 games in hand on us.
So weird.
They've only played 57 games this season.
57 games, yeah.
And I don't understand. I think they have the least amount of games played in the league aside from Edmonton.
So weird.
I think they have 56. Our goal score is a little lacking, could be a little higher, but we got 193 goals for. We've given up 161 goals, which is actually a pretty good number considering looking at the rest of the league.
Yeah.
Our power play percentage is skyrocketed up to 27.2%.
We're 3-0. We're 3-0-0 against Dallas on the season.
Yeah, we have beat Dallas a lot this season,
Mm-hmm.
and which is huge because that's more divisional opponents that we just need to keep knocking down because that's going to help us tiebreak.
12 divisional games left.
We have 12 left.
Mm-hmm.
We also have
2 of them happen in the next
12.
week.
3 of those 12 are the last games before the trade deadline.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
We have what? Chicago coming up.
Chicago twice.
Chicago. Then we play in Nashville.
Come
back home against Chicago again. And then we're at home against Detroit for our final game against Detroit this season.
Yeah.
And then boom, trade deadline hits.
And then trade deadline's 2 days later.
Then on that day, that evening, we play Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
But the deadline ends at 2 p.m. That's the deadline. That's when it's cut. 2 p.m. is when that timer's kaput.
Yeah.
So
but you're right. I don't think they go for a goalie. I think it's a center. If they
I don't think goalie would cost too much because goalies right now are a hot commodity. They're a big ticket item right now because a lot of players are having issues, or a lot of teams are having issues with goalies. So the ones with the cap space are willing to spend that extra money to get a loaner goalie for the playoff run. And we just can't afford the cost and the price that these teams are asking for these goalies.
Right.
And everyone was all talking, oh, bring Fleury here, bring Fleury here. Well,
Fleury is not an option.
Folks, Minnesota has announced they're not looking to move Fleury at all.
He is not for sale.
Has announced that.
Yeah.
They have said they are not working and dealing Fleury, and Fleury is not willing to deal anywhere but a few teams, but Minnesota said kaput.
Nope.
So the Fleury trade is not happening. I'm sorry, guys, but we can't afford it. We'd have to give up too much of our offense to be able to bring him over, which would not be ideal.
No, I think it would be a very terrible idea.
We have to go for a scoring forward and a grinding kind of skater. Like, it's got to be a center. We have enough wingers as it is. We have too many wingers.
Yeah, we need.
And I mean, especially with us kind of dipping into the Eagles roster, like I really want Malinsky to come up and play some late time hockey. They really need to bring Malinsky back up because he was stellar on the blue line.
Yeah, I liked what I saw.
Like, I think if anyone gets if anyone gets kind of tossed to the wolves, I think it should be Caleb Jones. He's a healthy scratch every game. Every game.
Yeah, and
he's just taking up rock.
He hasn't really produced that much since he's been
here.
And
he's only got like 6 points in the games he's played, which he's played. How much has he played? Let's see.
And what's his cap hit? It's what, veteran minimum?
I think it's veteran minimum.
Or we traded for him.
Yeah, we traded for him, but he's still on a minimum contract.
Yeah.
He's not a huge hit on us.
No, I know that.
Let's see. It's so
he's only a 775,000 cap hit.
Yeah, he's a minimum. He has 4 points.
Yeah.
He has 4 points in 20 games played. That's awesome. That's a little. I mean, like, think of that. Like, we just got Parise. He's played 11 games and he has 3 points.
Right. That's that's what you want to see.
The only other one that I have a problem with is McDermott. I don't like having him. However, it's good to have him for the simple fact that McDermott's a big body and he'll throw down if he needs to. And
he's our big body man.
For presence. Because granted, McKinnon will throw hands. Rachushkin will throw hands.
You don't want McKinnon to throw hands.
But you see when he gets to that mode, like McKinnon gets into that, like, I'm ready to eat, I'm gonna eat.
Like, yeah, when he wants to, he's spicy.
Like his inner Viking comes out, I swear.
Yeah.
He
Right.
gets angry.
And I feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like Bednar has kind of taken an old school stance on just kind of letting Georgiev be the like workhorse goalie. Like he kind of seems okay with letting him take every game. And I think that Bednar is confident in our goalies and backup goalies that I don't think he feels the need for a goalie like everyone else.
It's like old school hockey if you think about it. Like, you have to play your goalie 40 plus games and get them 40 plus wins. And you do that later in the season because that's how you end up getting that hot goaltender to ride through the playoffs to a cup. Like, that's how it's been done for years. It's what we did to Patrick Waugh in 95, 96. What we did with him in 01. And it's exactly the same thing we did with Grubauer. Or not Grubauer, Kemper.
Yeah, Darcy Kemper. He was the workhorse the year we won the cup.
So, like, you just got to ride those goalies and just, like, they have a bad game, just suck it up, get in the gym, work it out, figure it out, and move on.
Yeah, like, and I kind of feel like that's the attitude that Bednar has is like, he's like, nope, that's our guy, and that's who we're sticking with.
I mean, we've got two quality backups. We've got Annunen, who's actually been playing really well.
Had a
and then also Prosvetov, who's played really well. He's had one really bad game. But
he's had some really good games down at the Eagles.
But, like, yeah, I mean, he's got back-to-back shutouts down there. Just the last two games. Like, Prosvetov is great. He's got to find his stride in the NHL. It's a lot better quality shooters that he's facing.
It's different. Yeah.
And he's only had one really, really bad game.
Yeah.
Where he got lit up for 6 goals in the first 2 periods. But that could have just been an off game. And everyone wanted to crucify him.
I know.
Like, if you want to crucify these goalies, why don't you go strap in and get in there and see how well you do? I'll bet you'll give up 47.
I will not get in that.
I played goalie. I'm not good at it. That's why I'm a forward. I score on goalies.
No, thank you. No.
So, but yeah, so I mean, like, there's a lot of aspects that we could actually, like, improve on our game, and I trust in Joe. I trust in Joe. He knows what he's doing. He's made some incredible moves at the deadline. He's made some incredible off-season moves. I trust in Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I got to tell all the fans out there. Trust in Joe. Like, you don't know what to do? What would Joe do?
Oh, has Matt Duchene been with Dallas the whole season?
Yes. Since early in the season.
I did not know that. Last night they kept saying Duchene, and I was like, what are they talking about? And then I was like, oh.
Yeah, Duchene's kind of turned into that journeyman player, which is it's good for him. Like, he's too toxic in a locker room.
I was gonna say, I think it's a lot. I think he has a locker room issue, is what I've heard.
Yeah, he had that problem with us. That's why we had to can him, because it was just causing a lot of just all of our gelling and our chemistry was just going down the drain when he was with us.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and
let's talk this MVP race.
Yes, MVP race. We have a dog in the fight.
We do.
Mr.
Right. So speaking of awards, we've got McKinnon looking to go for the Hart.
Yep.
He's been snubbed 3 times. He's been in the top 3 of voting like 5 times, but he's been completely snubbed twice.
How does he put it? I've been in the league 9 seasons and I don't have shit.
You haven't won shit.
I don't have shit to show for it, Kyzer.
Yeah, his exact words. I've been in the league 9 years and I haven't won shit. I ain't got shit to show for it.
No shit to show for it.
But he's been snubbed twice.
Yeah.
By the McJesus of the NHL, Mr. McDavid.
I know.
Oh no.
I know.
He's sitting, McKinnon right now is sitting. Let me pull that back up.
Yeah, no, McKinnon is definitely.
He's sitting with 98 points on the season.
Yeah, he's on pace for over 120.
He's on pace for 126 points.
That's crazy.
However, he is trailing Nikita Kucherov by 5 points.
Yeah.
Kucherov is sitting with 103 points right now. He's playing good hockey. He's playing good puck.
And he plays on a good team.
He's getting a lot of hype, but he's also getting a lot of hate due to, as you said, his All-Star performance.
Yeah, his behavior at the All-Star game. Because part of the reason that the NHL and the NHL commissioner, why they made it a winning, like a money incentive, was so that what Kucherov didn't happen. And then Kucherov showed up and did it anyway.
Well, all right. I have a lot to say about that incentive.
Yeah.
These players are making millions. Do you think that little chunk that they're trying to incentivize to everybody is going to really change your outlook on it? I don't think Kucherov really cared. He didn't want to be there in the first place, and he didn't make it known. You have to nowadays, because if you don't, you get a 3-game suspension.
So then the NHL needs to wait like that. It shouldn't be a suspension if you don't go. That's stupid.
Because they did it to Ovechkin for 3 years, because he got brought in, and he said, "No, I'm not going. I'm focused on the regular season." Blah blah blah. And they suspended him 3 games.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? But I personally don't think that that's going to have an effect on Kucherov's votes because, as I stated with you earlier before the show, the All-Star game is just a solo, have fun, enjoy your time. It's a little week vacation, basically, from the league. It has nothing to do with team play, which is what the Hart is voted on, is are you the most valuable player to your team for their success? So, with that being said, I don't think that has any effect on him getting votes and being a top contender for the Hart. McKinnon, on the other hand, the man's thriving in every aspect of the game, defensively, offensively. It's been known most times the Hart goes to someone who has a shit ton of assists, which McKinnon sets up and gets apples for damn near everybody on the team.
Yeah.
He took an assist to give up an empty net goal to give O'Connor his first ever career hat trick, which was incredible to watch because that shows he's an unselfish player.
He is one of the most unselfish players.
Which is huge in the Hart voting.
Yeah.
Like, that is a reason, like, I think he got snubbed by McDavid this 2 years because McDavid's kind of a selfish-ass player. He wants to put the whole world on his back and just do everything himself.
Yeah, it's the McDavid show.
Like, and he's also the face of the league, so of course they're going to give it to him over someone of the likes of McKinnon.
Yeah.
And as it says right there on the bottom right there, late challenger. Do you think Matthews makes a run at it? He's only sitting at 77 points as of right now.
Right. It's his crazy goal pace that I think.
But I was just going to say, his goal pace is insane. He's sitting at 52 right now.
Yeah, his goal pace is what has him barking at the door for the.
I think he gets He gets the Maurice Richard. He
But
gets
yeah,
the
like
scoring
you said,
title. But I don't think he even comes in top 5 in voting for the Hart.
I don't know. Toronto player, I think he has a chance.
That's why I said he'll make the top 5 in voting, but he won't get
Yeah.
any higher.
But I don't think,
Like,
I don't think he should
the 3
be.
that we're going to be looking at, in all honesty, in this race, is going to be McKinnon, Kucherov, and McDavid. It's going to be to those 3.
Yeah.
Maybe with Pastrnak coming in there late if he keeps putting points up like he has been.
Maybe. Possibly.
So, I mean, the race is tightened up.
Yeah. It's definitely I feel like
it was a Kucherov McKinnon show for the long time. But now you've got McDavid scooting up there. He's sitting at 91 points.
Yeah.
So he's only, 9 points out of the top spot? Like,
yeah.
10, 12 points. Sorry, I'm bad at math. Don't mind me.
It's not my strong suit.
So he's 12 points out. Like, he can make that up with their squad.
Yeah.
And like on a non MVP or, speaking of races, award races, Makar.
Yeah.
Makar is sitting right behind
Quinn Hughes.
He is only 8 points behind him in the race for the Norris.
Right. And we were just talking about how Nichushkin back.
It's going to affect his point total start to rise at a faster pace.
Yeah, I'm really kind of. I have a couple of hot takes on Makar.
All right, let's hear them. Let's hear the Makar hot takes.
I'm kind of wondering. He doesn't seem to be as effective from the blue line this season as he's been in the past. And I'm wondering if he's not fighting some sort of nagging lower body injury that he's kind of playing through that's affecting his ability to produce at the blue line.
I could see that, but I ultimately don't think that that's the case. Yeah, I think a lot of these teams, they're adjusting their defensive strategies to block 90% of his shots he's taking.
Yeah.
So his production has gone down because if you look at our totals, I don't have it put up right now, but we have one of the most blocked or shots blocked in the NHL because everyone covers our blue line because of how dangerous it is. And Gerard and Byram and how they've been shooting the puck.
Yeah.
We're getting our shots blocked 9 times out of 10. Like, we should be putting up 40 plus shots a game, but we're barely cracking 35 because we're getting so many shots from the point blocked, especially on the power play. And that's another thing that's been huge against us is we've just not been playing disciplined.
Yeah, and our power play is not producing.
And our penalty kill has been pretty god awful as of late.
It started out so good. The season they started out with the top PK in the NHL.
Yeah, we had one of the best PKs in the NHL for sure.
I think they need to try something different for the power play. I'm really sick of the McKinnon drop back.
The McKinnon drop back is getting pretty old and played out. But it works. Because then he has a little give and go because we'll do the drop back. McKinnon will skate it up all hard. He'll go down towards the board, and then he'll drop it to the point.
Get it in.
He'll drop a puck right off to the point man, to the defenseman, and head right to his spot, and then boom, the whole cycle starts. So it does work.
That speed factor, you have to allow for that.
I've seen even Dallas try to start doing it, and it just doesn't work for them because they don't have that speed factor. Like the fastest skater they have is Robinson.
Yeah, they don't have that skater like McKinnon.
And then even they'll do the same thing to Makar, and Makar will skate in, but he's also got that speed factor.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's
always fast.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into these upcoming 4 games.
Yes, tomorrow at Chicago.
We are in Chicago tomorrow. Another big division game. I mean, Chicago's not so hot this year, but it's the NHL. Any team can show up and play. Any team can show up to play, but it's a huge 2 points we need tomorrow.
And I just want to see us start playing better on the road. We have got to start playing better on the road. Otherwise, if we don't start playing better on the road,
we're going to have problems.
Talking about the playoffs because we're not going to be in them for very long.
Yeah, well, I mean, on top of that, we also got screwed by the NHL and Bettman and the scheduling. And there's been talks with Bettman and like suits being filed about, by us, and I think it was some other East Coast team filed suits against the NHL for the scheduling on like how long a road trips they're giving certain teams, and it's just
because we had that like what was it like a 12?
We had an 8-game road streak. We had a 6-game road streak. Like we've had another 2-5 road streaks. Like they're too bunched together.
Yeah. And I think they said that for the next month, it's like game off, game off, game off.
Yeah, it's every other day for the rest of the season.
Because, so tomorrow they're in Chicago. And then Saturday they're in Nashville.
Probably to Nashville, correct?
Yep, Saturday. And Saturday's it's a 4:00 game.
Well, Saturday's is that Nashville matinee game.
Yeah, it's like
it's pretty standard at this time of the year. Like you get those late matinee games.
They start
at least at 4:00, not 11 a.m. or a 1 p.m. game. Like I'm okay with the 4:00 matinee.
Yeah.
Then we come home.
Then we come home, which we
have Chicago again.
Against Chicago, and we lead the league with the best home
record.
23.
What is our home record? We are
23-6-0 is our home record this year.
Oh, because we just lost to Detroit at home. Or no, we lost to Detroit there.
We lost to Detroit on the road. Detroit's coming home to play us at home on next Wednesday.
That's right.
So
24-6-0.
So these next 2 games, I really just want to see us get points and wins on the road.
We need all 6 points from our next 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
We absolutely need all 3 points, all 6 points.
And I just want to see better. I just want to see him play better on the road.
Luckily, as you said, we're 3-0 against Dallas in division play.
Yeah.
We have a game in hand on them, even though we're trailing them by 2 points.
By 2 points, correct.
We need all 6 points to be able to get a jump on Winnipeg, because with them having 3 games in hand, we need to get that jump ahead of them and let them catch up in games, but they also need to lose.
Yeah, we've got to start getting points, but we've got to start rooting against, we need teams to start beating Winnipeg.
Yes, and then we close out the pre-deadline with Detroit at home.
Yep.
I think that's going to be a really fast-paced, hard-hitting game, because we're going to want to come back with a vengeance after giving up 2 late goals to lose in overtime against them.
I hope
that was a very upsetting game to watch.
That was a hard game.
That was a fast-paced, just pure hockey. It felt like a playoff game. Like it was fast, it was hard-hitting. It was a really fun game to watch, but they came on stronger than we did. And I think we want to rally back from that, and we're gonna come out with some oomph on this game.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean,
and I think Yeah, I think that in order for Johansson to not be an option for a trade, I think he has to play really well in these games.
He needs to start just
And
grinding, and he
even if
needs to
he
start
does
putting the
play
puck in the
really
net.
even if he does play really well in these games, then it just makes his stock go up and
It raises his stock, yeah.
we get a deal done regardless. So yeah, like I'm all about Johansson playing great on this next 4-game series and ship him out of town.
What do you think our percentage of not making a move would be?
I do. The only reason that I would consider us not making a move is just because of the limited amount of cap space that we have, which is none.
See, that's where I'm sitting. Like we don't like
So
if
like
we move Johansson, that opens up 3 mil.
4.
4 mil. Sorry, I thought it was 3 for some reason.
Yeah, it's 4. We have 4, and then Nashville has 4 to make it 8.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, we did.
Yeah.
They retained
So
half a
yes,
cent.
but yes, so if we can get someone to take that 4 mil, yeah, there's options. And
Well, no
I'm
matter if we move him or not, they will still retain his 4 million. But that releases us of 4 million, so
right.
that opens up.
Nashville has to keep paying their 4
They
mil.
retain him for the remainder of his contract.
But yeah, if we can
So
get
if we do deal him, we could bring in some big stuff. But yeah, these next 4 games are crucial. We need all 8 points.
Yeah.
Especially the 6 for the first 3 games against all division opponents.
Yeah.
Because Nashville's coming up hot on our heels in a sense. Like they're sitting with 77 points
68.
or 68 points.
Yeah, they're 11
so,
points. 9
but
points.
We want to bridge that gap so we're not dropped into a wild.
Oh yeah, I don't want there to be talk of like, oh, there's teams gaining. No, let's not. Let's just go
on
out.
On a non-Avalanche note, though, how does it feel to see Patrick Waugh behind the bench in New York for the Islanders?
With an Avs goalie.
With an Avs goalie.
A former Avs goalie.
Like, it is pretty awesome to see, but he made some.
Can we just talk about who pulls their goalie with 11 minutes to go?
11 minutes. Look, I was just going to bring it up. Like, that was wild. But then again, they were down 3-0. Like, do you blame him?
He's like, what do I got to lose?
What do you got to lose at that point? Like,
yeah.
Like, but how cool is it? Like, he hasn't been in the NHL since he was with the Avs as our coach, and he left in the worst way possible, just up and left.
Yeah.
But he'd been coaching his kids with the Quebec Ramparts.
Very nice welcome back to Montreal as a coach a couple weeks ago. They did a very
he got a really big standing ovation,
like the love for that. Like
I'm glad to see him back in the NHL.
But
I'm happy to see him back in the NHL.
I hope
I thought he'd go to upper management if he did anything, but it's nice to see him behind the bench. Like he's been coaching with the Ramparts.
Yeah.
In Quebec.
Yeah. He has a championship.
They won 2.
Yeah. It's good. I hope he does. I hope nothing but good for him. It's good to see. I hope he can keep his temper in check. And speaking of Avs coaches, happy birthday to Coach Bednar, 52 today.
Happy birthday, Bedsy. Let's go.
But yeah, so I think that kind of closes out our show for tonight, Kyzer.
Yeah, I think that about wraps her up. I mean, unless there's anything else you want to add.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I think
the only thing I have to say is I have been liking watching that kid for the New York Rangers.
Yeah, his fights have been just.
If you haven't watched his fight with the Philadelphia Flyers player,
oh, it was beautiful. First shift of an outdoor game. First shift, first NHL game. He instantly drops the gloves.
Yeah, that was with the Islanders, and then the other night he dropped gloves
with the Flyers.
With the Flyers player. Well, the Flyers player started it pregame.
Yep. They were
he
jawing
was
at the middle of the ice. They were like,
yeah, he was just stretching, and he just skated over and just like leaned over, and you could just see him jawing. And and I mean, they squared up. It looked like an old school fight. The way that they went to center ice and square. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, and
Like, it was old school hockey. It was put the foil on. Like they just like
they stayed on their feet.
Like, all right, cool, we're going. Let's go.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
It's like Goon. It's like watching the movie Goon. Like they square up in center ice. They both slowly take their helmets off. They slide it away. Slowly drop the gloves off. They're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, it was very much that way. It was so funny. It was crazy. I was
waiting for the music to start playing.
I haven't seen anything like that in quite some time.
Well,
I think that wraps us up.
That concludes us.
All right.
That is it for this week of Blizzard Warning. Thanks for me, Kyzer and big thanks to Jenna for joining.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
And we will catch you guys next week.
Good night. Go Avs.
Go Avs, go.